figured out how to jump our 6-foot fence in the backyard. So we need help with that because we feel like we can't leave her in the backyard.
So obviously you have an active type dog, right?
Very.
Low, medium, high, very high. Which one is she?
I would say very high.
Have you met boxers before?
Uh-huh.
And you've seen different energy in boxers?
Oh, definitely.
We have a neighbor that has a boxer. I mean, it's 10 years old, but it's way lower energy.
All right, so what do you do to challenge or redirect the energy?
She gets definitely regular walks. She gets about a half an hour in the morning, and then when we get home, we'll usually take her for about an hour walk.
And what about with dogs? Does she have dog friends?
She does have a dog friend that she plays very rough with. She doesn't tend to play nicely much with other dogs. Some dogs she reacts poorly to and is barking like crazy and just wants to get at them. And other dogs I've noticed more lately, if there's 2 or 3 dogs that she comes up to, she's very fearful of them at first.
Okay, so fear means she runs away or she stays away?
Cowers completely.
That's not necessarily fear.
Okay.
When we say fear, it could be submission. You know, so if a dog submits to another dog that has a different energy, it's normal. Now, dogs who are born to be submissive can become dominant by being with humans who don't know how to control the energy or the state of mind. We can actually empower them to take a position that they were not born to be with. That's why with dogs, she behaves more as who she is. And with the human, she controls in certain situations. So the human has to be educated how to deal with a high-level energy dog. Those guys require more patience, more challenge, and definitely for you to be very consistent in how your mind is at the moment you come into their space.
Okay.
If you come with a frustrated mind, anxious mind, and a rush mind, that it plays a signal of weakness from your part.
I credit Kona with teaching me patience because when we first got her, I was done after a couple weeks because she was so high energy. And after watching your show and reading your book, it taught me a lot. Lee tends to get her riled up. She likes to play with her. And I think you've had other dogs that you could do that with no problem without Kona getting so high energy because of it.
Because when we had dogs, we would wrestle with it. Or trying to stop doing that is kind of hard, but...
And who was in control of the dogs that you grew up with?
My dad.
All right, so this is why you can play with it. See, so now Dad, the authority figure, is not around to settle the dog down. But now it's your job to be the authority figure.
Right.
Nothing wrong playing with a dog and wrestling and doing all that stuff, but you have to play authority figure. Because if you represent excitement, you're not authority figure. Right.
Kona's rehabilitation begins with a visit to the scene of her crimes.
First, she was going directly right here, and now she's going right here.
This is why it's important for a professional to come and assess the situation to see if it's because the dog is really bored or something else. What triggers this reaction? This behavior also with you guys?
All the time.
Yeah.
This case is really about teaching the human that before excitement you have to teach comes submission. Okay.
I try to ignore it because that's what I've been told is just to...
Sometimes it's okay to ignore the behavior, and sometimes you have to address the behavior. If I choose to walk away and then I'm given my space, you understand? So that makes her excited dominant. If it's in a mild level of excitement, just ignoring is very helpful. But once the dog gets into this high level of excitement, you can't really avoid or ignore the behavior. So we have to do activities that block her from being excited on her own. So it will be a time where we trigger the excitement, but it's not when she is in an excited state of mind, and then we cater to that state of mind. Hey. What is she doing?
Hey, knock it up.
You feel that you accomplished what you wanted?
I don't know if I completely accomplished it, but I accomplished it for that moment.
Okay. All right. So let me explain to you what that represents. That's just a momentarily thing. She will come right back. So you're just chasing the dog away. You're not making the dog surrender to it.
Okay.
So you move forward, but you didn't follow through.
Okay.
So because you did 50%, it wasn't 100% clear that that's not what you want. You just don't want it for that moment. Kona is a typical hyperactive case, you know. She's happy-go-lucky. You can see it as a happy-go-lucky dog, but she's definitely taking it to another level where she can hurt herself or hurt others by excitement.
Kona's energy kicks into high gear when Caesar's pit bull Daddy stands on the other side of the gate.
So that's how you remove her away from the doorway.
Yeah.
All right. So that's physically. You want to do it psychologically. Okay, just let it go. So the dog is another dog on the other side. Now, when you grab and remove, they're not really doing anything. You're doing pretty much everything. So the idea is to come and claim the space so she can give you an answer. It's more psychological. As the brain is telling the body to walk away. Yeah. The other way is the body not telling anything.
Just getting dragged out of the way.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, this creates a more calmer. I surprised. You didn't know when it came. The touch, you know, when you hear the there was a surprise sound. And this is where you take the time. So I'm just claiming this area. She goes into a playful state of mind. It's an excited, submissive state. But notice I didn't touch the collar, and she's giving me the distance that she gives you when you touch the collar.
Yeah.
So that creates a different understanding and communication. More to the point.
When Daddy finally enters the picture, will Kona be able to keep her cool?
Remember to walk your dog, but not yet. There are more great dog whisper stories coming up on Nat Geo